Program, I would like to welcome Uncle Barry Watson to do the acknowledgement of the country. Thank you.
Welcome to Yakara country. Yakara Nation runs from the Logan River up down to the Brisbane River, from the coastline up through the Brisbane River to Somerset.
And acknowledging Uncle Barry, Honey Janet as well.
And I acknowledge you for spending oil for the President of the Queensland African Community Council. And I acknowledge Uncle Barry Watson, his elders, thank you for your wonderful acknowledgement of the country. And I acknowledge Mr. Graham Parrott, the federal member for Bolton, also the chair for the Parliamentary Standing Committee for the Public Works. And I acknowledge Senator Paul Scar, representing the Honourable Peter Dutton, MP, the leader of the opposition. And Senator Paul Scar is the Senator for Queensland, also the chair for the Legal and Legal Constitution Affairs Committee. Dr. Mark Robinson, the member for Ojiru, he's the Shadow Assistant Minister for Multicultural Affairs. So Angela Owen, representing the Right Honourable Lord Mayor of Brisbane City, and Australia. Angela Owen is the Councillor for Columbell Ward, also the Lord Mayor representative for the multicultural community. Can I also acknowledge Councillor Joe Raven, the Councillor for Division 5 of the Logan City Council. Can I acknowledge the City and Public Servant, the Katerina Carroll APM, the Queensland Police Commissioner.
So much. Can I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are celebrating today? I want to pay my respect to the elders, both past, present and emerging. I also want to acknowledge Auntie Peggy Penman. She just arrived, I think, a while ago. She's here. Thank you so much for coming to join us. Before I can go ahead with my remarks, I would like to request if we can stand up for 1 minute silence to pay our respect for the passing of the Her Majesty.
Can I acknowledge all of the people acknowledged by Lewis Lee and anyone else who's arrived since. Before I came to speak, I asked my guide here, Benny, is there a welcome I could give that would be all-inclusive? And Benny said, no. He said, yeah, there's 54 countries, thousands of tribes. Any greeting that I gave would upset somebody.
It's wonderful to see you here today and such a strong contingent from the Queensland Police Force. And whenever I go to any functions involving the Queensland African community, there's always a strong contingent there.
And the multicultural elders and leaders who are here also in support today. Can I acknowledge you all, our government representatives, our police and corrective services representatives, anyone else from government.
To deliver a message from Attorney General, the Honourable Canon Fetteman, the Minister for Justice and Minister for Women and Minister for Prevention and Domestic and Family Violence. The message is as follows. Parachute government recognise and value the extraordinary contribution the individual and groups from the diverse background make to Queensland community. We are committed to the strong and unified Queensland that is fair, harmonious, and inclusive, not one where individuals and groups are vilified based on race, religion, language, ethnicity, nationality, sexual orientation, and gender. I'm proud to the last state election, the Palaszczuk government made a commitment to reference to the Cohesion Community Coalition, the coalition option paper, the serious vilification and hate crime, the needs for legislation reform to the appropriate parliamentary committee for review and consultation. On the 21st of April 2021, the government fulfilled the election commitment and referred to the matter of serious vilification and hate crime to the Queensland Parliament Legal Affairs and Safety Committee. I wish to thank the Queensland African Community Council for its submission and Legal Affairs and Safety Commission, which provide a valuable insight into the lived experience of your community members. Earlier this year, the committee tabled the report in Parliament making 17 recommendations. The Legal Affairs and Safety Committee found that the people are experiencing devastating effect on the vilification and hate crime, and more need to be done to address to the anxieties problem of our society. Further, the Queenslander who are subject to vilification include people from cultural and linguistically diverse background, people from the disability, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and members from LGBTIQ and community. The Palaszczuk government respond to the report or table in the Parliament on the 26th of May 2022 include that the government supporting principle of all committee recommendation. The implementation of the government response to the Legal Affairs and Safety Committee report is ongoing, will include a broad consultation with a number of key community stakeholders. The centre will not only provide safe and supportive place for the cultural connection, but the staff and organisation associated with the centre will continue to advocate and speak on behalf of the marginal young people from the African community in this area. This will be a place for engagement, relationship building, and organising, and also articulating a strong vision for young African Queenslander. I wish you every success and look forward to working with you in the future. These are the message from the Honourable Sherman Fatiman, the Attorney General, Minister for Justice, and Minister for Women, and Minister of Prevention for Domestic and Family Violence. Thank you very much.
Can I say that a person's identity is something that is so difficult for people to actually
I'd like to start with an apology. Uncle Barry knows that the Lions won last night, and so my voice is very, very coarse from shouting at the TV with great jubilation and excitement. So if I sound a little bit under the weather, I'm not crook, I'm just tired.
For such an important role with our community. I want to congratulate all of you, Benny, for what you have achieved. Listening to your mentors really strikes the chord with what we really know.
The opposite of trauma is connection, and we are committed to connecting with African people who are in our care and custody.
So all of this artwork is on the wall by the African for inside walls. So they did all of this work, and you can see how important it is for people to support it. That's part of the application.
To completely understand and live within these new systems is another course in itself. To stand in front of people and speak youth issues was not my aim and not for...
As you know, today is the Ethiopian, maybe some of you don't know, but I am originally from Ethiopia. And today is the eve of 2015 in Ethiopian calendar. So we are just where you see this close, so I'm celebrating the Ethiopian New Year.
So I would like to talk about my journey. It's been 1 month since I started. And my first day was filled with nerves.
It's even more powerful being able to see it in action in the detention centre. I'm incredibly privileged to be able to work with these mentors.
And also in the juvenile detention centres. Today, I would like to share my experience running school suspension programs and supporting a young person in the juvenile detention centre.
I would like to start off by saying my name is Gabriel. I'm also known in the community as Thor. And beside my position as a mentor under Queensland African Community Councils, I'm also a youth leader.
I'll talk about my reflections about running programs in one of the schools within my LGU.
A restorative justice conference is an honor. The reason why I say that is because for a young person to request for your presence to sit into those conferences is not a small deal, it's very huge. As a lot of conversations around what they have done is very sensitive, and they need to have that trust within you, and also they need to be able to trust you at a certain level for you to sit into that conferencing.
And it has been a journey for the Rookas for sure. I've had the pleasure of working with young people in the detention centers and in schools. I can say wholeheartedly that I am blessed to be part of an organization that is much needed within our community. In the 4 months I've been working, I have noticed a few things that a lot of our young people lack.